Chris with your Alfa top on.
My Nuvolari jumper.
Your Nuvolari jumper, and an interesting car.
Yes.
Tell us about yourself and the car.
Okay.
First of all, yourself.
Yeah, okay. I'm an engine design engineer. Worked for many years in the motorsport and automotive industry. So I've worked with Ricardo, Westlake, Cosworth, McLaren. Not all exciting racing engines, but that's my background. I'm an engine designer, developer. I got excited by Alfa Romeos in the early 80s, just when I started working at Cosworth.
What drew you to Alfas?
Well, I had an MGC, which I restored and drove it around the block and thought, this isn't for me. And my wife had a pal who had a 1750 GTV, so that was it. We switched.
So you're a true convert to Alfas.
Yeah.
So, and then this car, obviously it's a bit special.
Yes, it is.
Tell us about this car.
So this is the car that was part of the dealer. You can see the Napolina Food sponsored dealer team, which ran from the mid 70s to the early 80s, sponsoring various cars. This was probably the most successful car in that era. So this was raced in the 1981 British Saloon Car Championship by John Dooley, who was a very famous Alfa driver and club member, and he finished first in the 1.3 class and third overall in the championship.
That's pretty impressive.
Yeah,
and so you own the car now.
I bought it from John 8 years ago.
What do you do with it?
Well, until this year, sadly, we raced it.
What do you mean, sadly? That's what it's for.
I just retired. So we obviously built it back up from a terrible condition it was in, got its technical papers and so on. It's been racing in the HRDC Classic Championship, and it's had 2 entries at the Goodwood members meeting, and it's done itself well.
Did you drive it at the Goodwood?
For the bigger events, there's the Coburns, who are the Westbourne Motorsports, sons and father. Ben Coburn drives it, very effectively in those sort of races. So I do all the engineering, 100% my engine development, my suspension settings and so on, because I still do that as a sort of retirement hobby. I build engines, so it's all my preparation. And then we had a really good driver, but I'm retired now, as of 3 months ago. And it's a bit sad. I have to come to events now and sit and talk about it.
Why don't you take it to some smaller event and just enjoy it?
True. Yeah. I mean, we do a few things. Track days we do, of course. It's a very good car. It's very fast. The quirky history is this: the dealer team first raced the Suds in 1980 for the championship as 1.3s. A little bit limited on power against the Fiestas and the Metros and so on. So John Dooley drove it so hard in 1980 he completely crashed it. So in desperation, I don't know why he didn't go to Alfa for another car. They drafted in his wife's shopping car, the classic car, and that's what raced in 81, and that's this car. So it's not the sponsored.
Can we have a look under the bonnet? Would you mind? Okay, so torque, compression ratios and carburation and...
Yep, so the Alfasud is a boxer engine, as they call them, a flat 4, built in period from 1.2 litres up to eventually 1.7 litres. So this is a this car is a 1.3, that is a 1.5 engine. We didn't carry on racing the 1.
How do you make? Is it just a bore or bore and stroke?
It's bore and stroke. There's all sorts of odd combinations. There's even 2 bores and strokes for a 1300, but that's Alfa for you. So it's all homologated as a 1.3, but we're technically allowed to race it as a 1.5, and of course it's quicker. So great big double auto carbs. We've developed this to about 160 horsepower now.
In what weight?
Legally it's 760. So quite a bit heavier than British cars, actually, but not very heavy. And then with more or less standard suspension, but very stiff, obviously improved shock absorbers and so on. They're just natural, good handlers, these cars. You don't.
What's the weak link on these cars, if there is one?
Oh, probably me. Nothing really. Yeah, it's a very competitive car against the Fiestas, Metros, and so on. They're easy to tune. They're easy to set up the suspension. No, they're the complete package, as they were in their day as a road car.
No, it's an impressive car.
It is, yeah.
And must be seen out and about, not
Yes.
left in a garage.
I know. Got other cars as well, though.
What other cars have you got?
I've got a 75 Group A factory race car, turbo race car. Got a GTA. Got a Duetto.
You've got quite a toy shop.
Modern SZ, not a proper one. Yes, yeah, and I need to spend more time fixing those and less time racing this, unfortunately. It probably will be sold. I'll be sad to see it go, but I as its custodian, I took it as pretty well a wreck from the original owner driver, turned it into this. He saw it racing again, and he was very happy. And
Well, you've done the car proud, and
exactly.
it'll go on and have another life.
Yeah.
And you must get the other toys out.
I must. Yes, I will.
Promise?
I promise. Yeah.
Good. Thanks very much for talking to us and bringing this car here today. As you say, you are the custodian of it.
Yeah.
If it changes hands, it'll go on and live on.
Indeed, yeah, and it'll be successful.
Yeah, great car, well presented.
Yeah.
Thank you.
No, thank you for your time. Yeah.